Welcome back to Mystic Challenge. And before we meet our next mystery guest, let me tell you that our second pair of Mystic Masters are tarot card readers Inbaal and Avril Price. At the moment, they can't hear anything. And as the doors shut on our Mystic booth, they can't see anything either. So now it's safe to say hello to comedian, TV presenter and greatest living Englishman, Rowland Rivron! So much to talk about and so little time. Let's start.
So many of us have spent so much time in the cherry booth, but not in the Mystic booth there that you've got.
You'll be relieved you're not in there, because I'm now going to quiz and prod and probe you about your life. Okay. Because not many people know that you're a rather fine musician, a great drummer. When were you first interested in music, Rowland?
Well, I went to a secondary modern school in Hillingdon, Middlesex, called Abbotsfield Secondary Modern. They had, rather than a sort of a grating orchestra, they had a jazz band. That was great. So as people left, when they did their A-levels, they left at 16, 17, 18, people early on were recruited. And I was recruited to play the drums.
Very physical thing. Any injuries?
From the age of 14, I was playing the drums. When I was about 17, I was working in the West End.
Right, so were there any injuries associated with it? Any problems with your arms or legs? It's a very physical process, isn't it, drumming?
No. The thing is that if you decide to become a drummer, what you don't do is hurt yourself.
Right. In
any sort of army-leggy way. Now,
were you good at school until the drumming, or did you have problems at school?
I was good academically, you mean?
Yeah.
I was in the kowtow, if that's a real word. It's two words. Of my brothers, Richard and Raymond. Richard was the oldest one. He was the captain of the football team and all that. And then Raymond came along, who was 3 years older. He was the head boy. He went off to be a surgeon and all that. And then I came along. So I was very much in the wake of them.
So it's Richard, Raymond and Rowland.
Starts with R, ends with D, and it's got 7 letters.
Good job, my brother Jonathan. Had nothing to do with your family earlier on. I know you're big friends now.
Yeah.
OK, so then, of course, the TV career started to happen. How did you get into presenting in comedy? It was kind of luck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bad luck, some might say, but no, good luck.
How did I get in?
Because you started doing warm-ups and stuff, didn't you?
No. What happened was that I shared a flat with Rick Mail for about 18 months during the period of the young ones.
So it's Raymond, Rowland, Richard and Rick. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, it was a flat. Paul Jackson, who was producing the young ones, asked me if I'd go and do the warm-up for Ruby Wax's first show called Don't Miss Wax at some beeswax hall in just off of Tottenham Court Road. And I said, but hang on a minute, Paul. I was on the phone, and I was just learning the drum pad, the drum parts for The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole at the Wyndham's Theatre. So I'm learning that, and he's ringing saying, can you come and just talk to the audience? Because Ruby's doing a show. I said, but Paul, I'm a drummer. And he said, yeah, I know, but you're a bit funny and, you know, you have a laugh.
Very funny. In fact, a very good and very tough interview. You've interviewed people in the middle of the Thames, down your bunker. And also, on the relationship front, very quickly, married with how many children? I'm married now with 3 children. 2 months ago, we had Ned. We decided on the name and then started having sex. And on that note, let's whisk him away behind the screens. Rowland Rivron, ladies and gentlemen. Off you go, mate. And now it's time for our Mystic Masters to take up that not insubstantial challenge. Let's see who's going to get most of our celebrity guests' life story right. First up, it's tarot card reader Inbaal. Now, earlier today, Inbaal received a set of cards selected by our guest who was in a heavy disguise, but not one word was spoken. So, let's now say hello to Inbaal. Inbaal, hello. Take your seats. Now, we're going to give you 90 seconds for a bit of a roundup, a resume of our guest's life and work. What areas do you want to focus on?
I'll start with a career, and I'm taking to relationships and health.
Career, relationships and health. Your 90 seconds starts now. Good luck. In his career, he takes the worries of work home with him. There are 2 major work interests, and there are arguments around this person. He needs to disagree with people, something like a politician or an evil interviewer, and his career is very stressful. There is a change around him at the moment. His career is going in the same direction but higher, something like a promotion.
In his relationships, I got the image of a woman with curly hair and sharp features, like a sharp nose. He is in a relationship at the moment, married. They are like two halves of one person. I couldn't see any children, but his family, his parents and his siblings are very close. He's dreaming of a relationship the same as his parents. There are two siblings and a girl that are very close to him. There are twins somewhere in the family, and he's experienced heartbreak in the past. About his health, I found some problems in his shoulders and a very faint feeling of a problem with his left leg, like an old injury. There are stress headaches, and his escape from work is just to sit down and look at the sky. And he needs to be alone to recharge his batteries.
You've got a bit of time left. Anything you want to reinforce or add? Is he a difficult person to read?
Very much, yeah. I have to say, it was completely blocked. It must be a terrible, terrible skeptic.
Right, well, thank you to the lovely Inbaal, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we are joined by Inbaal's opponent, fellow tarot card reader Avril Price. Now, again, the only information Avril had to work with was a set of cards chosen by our guest, who was in a very heavy disguise. Once again, she did not speak to that guest. Probably just as well for her. Please welcome Avril Price. Avril, take a seat. Good luck.
Thank you.
In your 90 seconds, we need a bit of information about the guest. What areas do you want to focus on?
Well, I've got to say, Paul, this person was a real tough cookie to read for, so I suppose in the end, I plumped for childhood, career and relationships.
Childhood, career and relationships. The best of British luck. Your 90 seconds starts now.
Childhood. This man had a difficult childhood as there were family tensions. He was the black sheep of the family and wanted to follow a different path than was expected of him. He was a dreamy, sensitive and artistic child and has been brought up with a social conscience. There are military connections in the family. He liked to reenact battles. There is a gentleman in spirit who was a learned and well-travelled man, a great lover of music and who was slightly eccentric. He was an authority figure. Career. He is a well-known writer and is working on a new project for which he has asked for a loan. He has had to fight to get it off the ground but will succeed as long as he doesn't let a family member get in the way. He has many diverse talents and loves to be the centre of attention, but he finds it hard to commit. He can sing and has musical abilities, and perhaps he has played the part of a policeman. He has a very analytical mind, but he needs to seek legal counsel as there is a lot of arguing around him at the moment. He has an extremely heavy workload. He tries to do too much at once. Plus, he can be a party animal. He is going on holiday soon. Relationships. He has 2 or 3 children and there is birth around him. He may have just split up with the mother of his children and he doesn't trust easily and has not always received fidelity and loyalty. In his late 20s, he had an older and bohemian girlfriend who liked to drive fast cars and she wouldn't commit and let him down. Stress compounds his chest problems. He may have asthma and he has weak throat and glands. He may also suffer gastric problems and must watch his ego. He suffered a broken foot in teenage years through a sporting accident.
Well done,
Thank you.
Avril. Oh, boy. Well, the moment of truth has arrived. It's time to find out how right our mystics were about their mystery guest. Please welcome comedian, TV presenter and all-round good guy, Rowland Rivron. Hello, Rowland. So, Rowland,
Hello.
OK.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
They both found you difficult to read, Rowland. Are you a sceptic about all this?
Yes, I am. Deep down, going back a long way, you know, ghosts. Show me a ghost and I believe. You know, there's no ghost, I don't believe. There's the dome, I believe the dome.
OK, right, well, a few things they did both agree on, though. They both agreed on arguments around you, conflicts around you. Are you a difficult person, Rowland?
No, quite the opposite. I am, I think, probably to the point of being awkward, is that I am so undifficult that people get really screwed up. They get really sort of, oh, just please be antagonistic. And it's like, no, I can't be bothered.
OK, now, Inbaal, though, hit something squarely on the head, an evil interviewer. You're a bad interviewee, but you're an evil interviewer, because you ask people, shall we say, frank questions, Rowland?
Yeah. Well, there's scant regard for the norm, really. Scant regard for what you're supposed to do, yes. I just want to know about people.
OK, now, you're very happy in your marriage, but do you want to be as happy as your parents were, because they had a very strong relationship?
My parents were idyllically happy. Yeah, and that's my that's, you know, the benchmark. That's the sort of the goal. That's the horizon that I'm aiming for.
So very right on that one from Inbaal. Also, a problem with a leg? Your left leg, maybe, or...? Or maybe even the other leg. What? Leg problems?
No, the only problem I have is that this one always takes precedence. When they decide to fold, this one always gets
Left
the
leg
upper
first.
hand. It's always this one.
Okay.
This one under here is saying, what about me? When am I going to get a break?
Okay.
We're going on holiday really soon. Honestly, you can be up here with the other guy. Honestly.
OK, let's go to Avril. Any military connections?
Yeah, my parents were in the RAF. And I grew up on an RAF camp.
OK, now we've got some sense of music. We know you're a great drummer from Avril as well.
I'm not a great drummer because I am now a comedian.
OK, but, you know, hey, when you drummed, you were funny. That's it. Have you ever played a policeman?
Funnily enough, I have. At every year they do a charity gig at the in Notting Hill Gate, and I played a policeman against Kathy Burke's policewoman.
Right, and Avril picked up uncannily a birth around you 2 or 3 children. You just had baby in there just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago, yeah.
OK, and you work for England, a heavy workload. Would you agree with that?
Work for England?
Well, I mean, like, the taxes you pay, you could keep the whole of the welfare state going, surely.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely. And a man of diverse talents.
Jack of none, master of all.
OK, that's Rowland Rivron. Big thanks and well done. It was a tough one. Inbaal and Avril. It's going to be a tough call. Sue and the jury, what do you reckon?
Well, I was fascinated that Inbaal thought he had leg problems. I wonder if she meant occasionally legless. I'm not sure. Avril was just stunning. We were all amazed, and she really was astonishing with the military, the RAF, the musical interest, the artistic interest, the drumming, and the playing a policeman against Kathy Burke's policewoman. That was extraordinary. And most of all, I think, baby Ned, because obviously you're very proud of your recent baby.
The other two I don't really care for, but baby Ned's great.
We know he's joking. That's Rowland Rivron, so commiserations to Inbaal. Well done, Avril, ladies and gentlemen. Huge thanks to the mighty Rowland Rivron, and, of course, to our 2 earlier mystics, to Chris and Ronnie, and, of course, to Adrian Doughty. Thanks to you for watching. This is Mystic Challenge. Until the next time, bye for now.